And with that, it falls.
On top of him and crushes him, is what you're saying?
No.
This is better than it could have been.
Cool. After him is Lore's turn. Because I know what I'm doing. I'm just booking it.
I then stop concentrating on the water, but imagine assuming this is outside of combat. I let it carry Ingram forward over the water to their throne before I cancel it, so he's sort of like launched.
As you cancel the water, you guys are kind of like stepping across the other up to these guys who've been cascading against the wall. They kind of stand up, preparing themselves for combat, but seeing you guys on top of them, they just look behind you at the corpse of the Hydra, and the two men with their halberds standing tall drop them and raise their hands in surrender.
I have no interest in them. So with my sword out, I'm going to continue to walk forward right at their leader, and I'm not going to say any words. I'm just going to swing at him.
Okay.
I will end I'm going to end my rage, though.
They're like...
The guards are surrendering. The king...
The king's not surrendering?
Well, yeah, I haven't given him much... Well, I guess he did summon a Hydra, so... Yeah... Okay.
I guess Gadira might say something like, "Will you not lay down your weapon as your soldiers have? For we're not here to take over your lands. We're just here to bring our forces together to fight the greater evil."
So when he swings at him, you just hit. This guy is not super well armored, and he's obvious from when you attack at him that he is not. He is not like a very much of a fighter. You swing down and slice at him. He drops against the wall. The guards, seeing that you continued your assault, go like to scramble for their weapons. But at that point, I mentioned, at that point they see you're just doing the one attack. They stop.
Do you want me to roll my damage or no?
No, that's fine.
Okay, because the whole point of it was I wasn't looking to do a lot of damage to that initial attack, but it is the spike of suffering. So with that one attack, he's going to start being in a lot 1d4 damage, ticking every round unless he can make that save, which he's on a Hydra. It's going to be tough for him. So the whole point is I now have an edge in conversation. I already have Maggie giving me advantage on conversation.
An edge?
Come on, so what are you going to say? He just kind of he reels back and he looks at you in horror. What do you say to him?
So after that one hit, as they're grabbing for the weapons, and I don't even seem to care.
Oh, was I muted when I said that thing that I said?
No,
I just think that Ingram's sword was louder.
Oh, okay.
So put the sword to the ground, and I'll kneel down, in front of, because I imagine he kind of like fell back or whatever. Did he? No, standing.
Yeah, he's on the ground now,
okay.
holding his hand above his head to protect himself.
So I'm gonna kneel down and be like, "Do you feel that? That slow pain drilling into your side, how it's eating away your life, how it's bleeding you out. Do you feel that? That's what your people feel every day that you're not aiding this war. Every day you allow the Horde to travel closer and closer to your lands. Ooh, that one in your ribs? That's a baby thrown off a wall. And I don't want to know what that woman just went through. It's time you give up."
Make me a there you go. Words escape me for a moment, and with that he just kind of struggles, and the men look at you and kind of shrug at the king, and he shakes his head and he says, I surrender.
I don't know if I can end that effect. Maggie can or Ollie can with like a healing spell. Any healing spell could end it.
I'll cast Healing Wound when he says he surrenders, because I haven't been doing as much healing. Healing Word, not Healing Wound.
Oh, actually, no, I can do it. No, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'll actually use my healing hands on him. I'll dump all 7 points into him for my healing hands. Okay, I'll do it that way. So my hand glows white, and I restore the health to him.
All right, and with that, he'll stand up shakily, and he says, "I will see defeat. I'll tell my troops to continue to stop the fighting. I can't promise the horde soldiers from above them, from among them, will stop, but my soldiers will stop the fighting.
I don't really have any more words to say, so kind of step
With that,
aside.
he begins to jump in the action, sending his soldiers out to the battle.
It is a wise decision for you and your people, and you will not regret this decision. For Ilmater has even provided me word of the deed that this will provide.
He nods to you, and with that, the battle outside begins to wane down to just a small to just a small number of small conflicts of still the horde soldiers defending what little ground they have left, but it is not long before they lose the fight entirely. And after about an hour more of just very small pockets of fighting, nothing major, the entirety of this place, the place quiets down from the din of battle, and for the first time in a while, here there's silence. You guys stand kind of awkwardly in the throne room for a while, not really sure what to do with yourselves. After the battle is complete, Dinan kind of making himself available to his soldiers to give orders. But after a time, you actually see Elias enter the throne room, kind of looking around in awe at the area. You see he has some cuts and bruises on himself. It looks like he might have been in some minor skirmishes, but nothing major. He heads over and he says, "Wow, the immensity of the whole place it puts one in awe."
It's quite beautiful, isn't it?
Indeed. But it is you who I am in awe of today. You three who have stood against so much. Unfortunately, our work is not done, but the amount that you have done today, it is immeasurable. I just hope that I can give you some sense of comfort in your return home. Let us go. We need to travel, and I intend to take Dinan back to Selavu for healing. We will discuss there. I have gifts to attend on to you. Small suggestions of my thanks, and there's much we need to discuss. We have.
Kadira puts her hand on him to give him healing word. Because he's damaged a little bit, right?
Yes.
More than one.
I know, it's a 2. At least it's not a 1 this time.
So he does appreciate. He smiles at you and places his hand on you and thanks, and he'll look over to the incredibly injured Ingram and offer healing. Though I imagine Ingram kind of waves him off. After it, no. Yeah. So he at that will. You guys will begin your journey back to back to Selapu. The travel there is long and quite arduous, but is nowhere near as bad as it was for the army heading this way. And there's a sense of calm as you arrive back in the fields of Selavu, the rolling fields versus the rolling dunes of sand. It is a calm, but more of a tense calm than a true calm. A feeling of dread just hangs over you, over the group, as though this is just the beginning of something. As you head into Selavu proper, things here have changed. The atmosphere here is familiar, but not in a pleasant way. It reminds you more of your first day in this city when the horde ruled over, and you feel that same sort of tense feeling. And again, you see men in the streets. These men, not heavily armored men as you saw when you first arrived in the city, but instead lightly armored men, wearing these hooks that hang from inside of them, these chains that cover their body, and wearing symbols of Ilmater, being adorned in red ribbons that hang all over their body. They walk with 9-tailed whips that they hold in their hands, and they look uneasily at the various citizens, who seem to shrug away from them in fearing to meet their eyes. As you walk through the streets, Elias doesn't seem to notice it. He doesn't look upset by what he sees. He actually looks proud. Yeah. A smile on his face as he walks through the door here.
Yeah, approach Elias, because I'm not going to deal with fucking Leviatar having her bitches here, so we're going to handle this problem.
So, at first you go up, but then you see he, as you guys approach the castle, he says, there's much for us to talk about, Ingram, and we will speak shortly. But first, there's something I must show you.
No. Let's say, no. No. You're going to explain this now.
Explain what?
The cat of nine tails you have. The people chained up. This is to be explained now.
It's quite curious. You told us that we would do everything to free the people and finally stop their suffering, and look around. They are suffering perhaps worse than before.
Friends.
They do not seem free.
Friends.
I was never your friend. Explain.
I've had a revelation of late. In my evenings.
I feel like I'm going to punch him in the face. Like he says I have a revelation. I just like...
In my evenings of late, Ilmater has spoken to me.
Yep. Punch in the face.
And you're just going to straight punch him in the face?
Yeah, when he says I have a revelation of late, like literally punch in the face at that point.
All right. So you swing, and he's not ready for the attack, so you don't even have to roll. You just... He just steps back.
Slap him.
And when you hit him, you're hitting like a priest, and he looks pretty frail. But when you hit him, he just kind of his head bounces back and he steps back a couple paces, but he just very quickly looks at you. He says, Ingram, I don't understand. This is what Ilmater asked for. He asked for suffering in exchange for the drawing the suffering out of the world. These people, they thought they knew suffering. They knew nothing of suffering.
I'm going to draw my sword and look to Gadira like a puppy asking permission to go outside.
Ilmater looks for sacrifice, and that is what I've asked for.
I mean...
I'm calling down on him.
Oh, hey, that's permission!
Yeah, while you're asking permission, you don't look at Law. Law's like...
So you start casting. He shakes his head and he says...
It takes like 6 seconds. I hope he...
3 seconds.
He just shakes his head and he says, this is unfortunate. And then... And what's the save for that?
Dex 14, 16 lightning on a other thing.
So Dex 14, he does make the dexterity save. So that'll be half damage.
Cool. I do that and then just heft up my shield.
So as you do that, you see about 7 or 8 of these guards just run around the corner, and they kind of form a semicircle. As he steps back, he says, I don't understand. You are the most devout of his. How can you not see? These people are not free. They believe themselves free, but look around. Look at the disparity. There are churches.
Can I stab him yet?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we're gonna give him time to monologue. I think this is a Friday situation.
Okay, well, in that case,
last time he tried to monologue.
Let's roll some initiative then.
Yeah.
Right.
Are we just gonna do it on this screen, or are you gonna move us?
I'm just. I don't have another screen for this one yet.
Go.
Okay, yeah, I can switch back to the just the chatty screen in a minute. Let me just. I'm really excited to stab him.
Because then we'll mess up the initiative order. Keep us on the same screen.
Good point. Okay. Oh, not bad. Not bad. I think it's the best I've rolled so far. So.
Yeah, this is the best initiative roll I've rolled. I'm guessing because the traveling was like
Par.
weeks.
It was weeks.
Yeah, we're refreshed.
Yeah.
And Gadira at the beginning of the day always casts aid.
Sweet. Thank you.
On us. Nice.
That is 8 hours. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Heyo.
yeah. I wasn't expecting to be in combat, so she wouldn't have casted anything else on you.
That's
guys.
funny. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same order that we had in the last combat, pretty much.
I think it's-
Laura, you're first.
So I cast lightning on him. He starts talking, and I'm just like, "You think you know what Ilmater wants? No mortal can know. You are not his. You are not his words." And then I will just call lightning again with the repeat effect. I'll just click it again because it's does the roll for it. Okay. Dex 18, same as last time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I messed up too. My heals. I forgot I'm Disciple of Life, and I have
Dex 14.
You yourself.
Blessed Healer.
Yeah, 14 Dex.
Yeah, he fails. So it's 18 points of damage. So
Yep.
he did like
That's
it
so
like
much.
shakes his body, but he doesn't. Unlike like most other creatures, he doesn't even seem to phase him. He says, "I am Ilmater's shadow.
Yeah.
I am the ribbon that binds this church together, and you are heretics." And then from there, he points and he says, "I had hoped to give this to you as a gift, but instead it will be a demonstration." And
Is can I roll insight to see if he's thinks he's telling the truth?
go ahead, yeah.
I think he thinks he's telling the truth.
20.
20, yeah. He is fanatical. This is nothing you've seen from this guy before. His eyes are wide and almost bloodshot from the anger he's seeing. The feelings he has here is genuine. He thought that you guys were going to go along with this. And he said,
But I'm trying to see if insight as far as like if he's conning us into whatever.
I think he believes it.
no. He honestly believes it. He steps back, and as he steps back, you guys see to the right-hand side something you hadn't noticed at first, a set of gallows, and there's two men standing, their heads in noose, and as there's a man that stands right behind him, hands on the two bags covering their heads, and he pulls them off, revealing in one of the nooses, Dinan.
We know who they are.
In the other noose, Garrett.
Yeah, I knew
Oh, well,
Garrett's face is puffy from sobbing. You see his bruised and
I was gonna say, is he
beaten.
crying?
he can be the first.
Dinan, his face is almost the exact opposite, just staring out, almost bored looking at the display here, and he said, "I will be the one to purge the darkness from this world. I will be the one to destroy it."
Stop talking and die, says
Fuck you.
Ingram.
And he is going to, on his turn, he is going to Let's see here.
Oh
He's
no.
gonna make my life miserable, isn't he?
But your death will be miserable.
You do not know, sir. First things first. Let's start off with something just a little fun.
A little bit of fun.
Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw, Scott.
That's like one of my favorite villain moves.
Par.
And with that, you fall under the subject. You are paralyzed.
That's why I acted first. That's why stabby before you espouse garbage, and then stupid game rules, roll initiative. Ugh.
Stupid rules.
Stupid
Always
rules
get in
of
the way
the
of my
game.
fun.
Ugh.
Gadira, you're up.
You're allowed to monologue on your turn.
Yeah.
The rules.
He said, "I'll hold all of you, so you have to listen to my monologue." I don't care how many concentrations I have to use. I'll get more clerics.
I'm gonna get a cup of tea.
Fine.
Part of me wants to just buff the decisions.
This round, we're gonna take.
Question: what is
Sorry, what was that?
Alice wearing?
After the first round, after we get to the last of the round, we're gonna take our second break.
What's Elias wearing under his armor and his armor?
He doesn't wear any armor. He's literally just
Good.
again. He has like, on the front and back, he has these what they're called Wow, why am I blanking on this? Corset piercings. Where it's literally just piercings where he has like, the red strings that kind of form like a corset pattern on his chest and back. So he's bare chested essentially.
Oh.
Good.
Low AC maybe. So
Villain.
you attempted to hold him. Is that what happened? Is that what
He
Ingram
succeeded.
tried to do?
No, Ingram got held.
Yeah.
Oh. Ingram's getting held.
Yeah. He,
Oh, it's because it has Scott's face on it, so I keep thinking that it's Scott rolling.
That's true.
Okay.
I'll stop
I'm
that
going to
Next time.
bless everybody. The three of us.
Thank you, Gadara.
Like she just says a
I'm gonna
prayer. 'Cause
write it
she's like,
here.
"What is
I have-
happening?"
all right. So you're blessing. They are blessed.
Yeah. And that is my action because that's not a bonus action.
Okay.
So that's all I got.
And after that is going to be Ingram, who is paralyzed. Paralyzed Ed. Hold on one second. Let me see if he
Makes
gets
it
it.
wisdom the end of his turn. But it's the end of his turn, so if he passes, he still loses his turn.
Yeah.
17.
So that is 17.
Bless.
All right. So yeah, that's going to save. So you lose your turn, but that's that you are no longer held.
But I
And then-
have my reaction.
Sure.
Do something. Do something.
Do something, son. See what happens.
Come at me.
As
Ilmater.
the soldiers begin to move, he says, "Kill the dwarf first." And the soldiers are going to go and charge up to Gadira.
No. You also have Death Ward on you, Ingram, because I would have casted that in the morning. It's like my 2 morning spells that I cast on
Okay,
you.
good, because I was actually going to argue that Gadira would always assume Ingram's going to
Yeah,
die.
I always cast those 2 things on you.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
It's believable.
All right, Gadira, do you have any bonuses to your AC or anything I should know about?
No, I have an 18 AC.
So that's
No
7
bonus.
attacks from the 7 soldiers. They are literally like circling up on you, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So that's 10, 9, 19 total.
All rolled 18s or above.
These 5 dudes, and then another 12.
So how much total damage?
So 30.
Jesus Christ.
He said attack the door
40.
first. They're focusing.
40 points damage.
Jesus
They're like a good
Christ.
MOBA team.
All right, 40 damage.
From these 7 guys,
Ugh.
and that's their turn. And then we're gonna take our second break
No.
before we.
No, I want to
Will
kill this
our
guy.
heroes survive this?
I want to kill him. I just got tea. I want to kill him. Okay. See you soon.